Well, hello there, motherfuckers. And tonight's Raw was a good show. I think so. Yes. I'm gonna say it right now. They seem like they're on a bit of a roll here. A bit nervous though. Every single time they seem like they're about to pick up a little steam. The fucking whole train goes right off the rails. So hopefully they can maintain a little bit of this momentum, but they probably won't. Anyway, we start off the night with a battle royal for the U.S. title. You know, this was a good idea. Dean Ambrose hasn't defended the title, well, since SmackDown, but SmackDown doesn't even count. So he hasn't defended the title in fucking 5 months or something. Anyway, you know, decent battle royal, nothing extravagant or anything or over the top. But it was alright. Sheamus ends up winning. I guess it was alright having Sheamus wins with the fucking cheap kick. People were booing the shit out of him. This looks like it's going to lead to a heel turn for Sheamus, especially with the promo that followed afterwards, acting like he didn't really care or he didn't even feel sorry for Ambrose. Looks like it might lead to a heel turn, which is a very good idea. And even though Sheamus, even though I'm not crazy about Sheamus winning a U.S. title, because I feel that if you've won a world title, he's even won the WWE title, you really shouldn't win a secondary title meant for up-and-comers. Usually the U.S. title is meant for people to win it, as like a stepping stone for the world title. That's usually what it's supposed to be. But anyway, I really didn't mind it too much. Then it was RVD defeating Cesaro by disqualification. Pretty good match, not bad. Not crazy about the finish. A bit of a cheap finish here. Cesaro just pounding away on RVD. Just leading to a disqualification. He wouldn't, stop punching him after the 5 count. But this might actually lead to a longer feud, and I'm not really against that. Cesaro and RVD seem like they could put together some pretty good matches. This was a pretty decent match, I think, for what was shown. Not bad at all. They kept it going. A nice, fast-paced match. You could tell that RVD has slowed down. That is apparent. RVD, was a lot slower than he used to be, but then again, he's faster than some guys. But yeah, not a bad feud. I've got a feeling that this will probably lead to a no disqualification match at the next pay-per-view Payback, because Cesaro got disqualified. Anyway, pretty decent match. Then you had a Bray Wyatt cutting an excellent fucking promo. What a great promo here, one thing about this though, Bray Wyatt's credibility after a match that they had Extreme Rules like that was lowered a bit. His strength as a character by that goofball motherfucking Cena. And one thing I forgot to mention in my Extreme Rules review is I mentioned the thing about him being scared of a kid with a deep voice, a modulated voice, but also the way how John Cena was pushing the cage last night. You had a spot where you had Harper and Rowan. They were trying to hold the cage door back so Cena, couldn't open it. And the man is, trying to force it open like he's motherfucking Superman. That was something else I don't believe I talked about in my review for Extreme Rules, but That was motherfucking goofballish to motherfucking hell. That was definitely one of the more silly spots of that match. And thinking about it, I think I was overly generous with my, my star rating for it, but whatever. I'm not going to change it. But anyway, Bray Wyatt, what a way with words. He totally making me, well, almost forget about that match last night. Just a great promo. Just, the metaphors he uses. It's the right language. It's about time that somebody actually sounds intelligent in this motherfucking sport or entertainment of professional wrestling. You have so many fucking goofballs sounding like retards out there on the mic. At least someone actually sounds genuinely intelligent for a change. Because Sandow used to, but he's too busy dressing up as Magneto. But I really like this promo. I like how he says, "I do this, for the girls that are too ugly to be cheerleaders." Making it like he's like a savior for the masses. I enjoyed it. Pretty good. In a way, even better than the promo he did when he was standing inside the steel cage. Then you had Ryback defeating Cody Rhodes. It was alright, slow a little bit, but not bad. Still looks like Cody and Goldust are going to break up eventually. Goldust cost Cody the match here. You know, not terrible or anything. I don't like though that they're just doing one big losing streak with the Rhodes brothers. They're too talented to be losing all the time. Once in a while, slide them a victory to build up to their breakup. They don't need to be losing all the time. Or if they're going to be losing all the time, speed up the breakup. You could have broke them up even tonight. You could see it, building towards it. Are they going to keep on having them lose? I mean, it's getting a bit stale to say the very least. We don't have to keep on seeing them fucking lose. We get the picture. There's tension. There doesn't always have to be such a slow build. It's getting a bit boring there. Then you had a pretty funny segment with 3MB and Los Matadores for Cinco de Mayo, or as I like to call it, 5 jars of mayonnaise day. This was funny with Hornswoggle and Torito. People say, "Oh, it's PG! It's PG up the ass!" Oh. Get a sense of humor. I think it's very funny, actually, this feud. And I thought that the pre-show match that these two guys had was probably one of the funniest fucking things that I've seen in quite some time from WWE. Like, genuinely funny that I actually physically laughed at it. Not just like, belly laughs. Like, really, I really laughed at it. I thought it was funny. This thing turning a Hornswoggle heel was probably the best thing they could do for him. I like now how they've just sort of turned him into just a mean, trashy little, guy instead of this happy little leprechaun guy. He's way better as this. It's more mature. He's bossing them around. He's being mean. He's being mean to 3MB. Even Heath Slater was funny with with the to get out of trouble here. Just funny shit. I mean, you could argue and say yes, there was a piñata. They they were offering him candy. It's PG, but whatever. It was Cinco de Mayo. It was funny. The thing is, I think sometimes we take ourselves a little bit too serious as wrestling fans, and a lot of times we just sit there like, no, all we want is serious wrestling. It's okay once in a while for them to do something a little bit silly. You know, especially after giving us a big, serious pay-per-view with trash can shots, balcony dives, and flaming tables. I think they're allowed to do a little bit of comedy. It's alright by me. Then you had Alexander Rusev defeating Kofi Kingston. I loved it, motherfuckers. Any match where that fucking goofball Kofi Kingston loses, and loses, you know, in a dominant fashion, I am a fan of it. That goofball does not even deserve to be there. But if he's going to be there, he deserves to lose. That man has jobber written all over him. Seriously, I think he should go to a fucking tattoo parlor and get motherfucking the word goofball or just motherfucking goofball written all over his fucking body. Even just put it on his fucking forehead. You know, I always complain that the man doesn't know how to dress, and that was still pretty evident tonight. You know, fucking bright ass ugly tights. It should just say motherfucking goofball right across the ass of those pants right there. Because that is the fucking truth. I have never seen a goofier, more despisable wrestler than Kofi Kingston. I mean, boo, boo, boo. You're just asking for failure. That's basically it when you behave in such a manner. The same offense over and over. You couldn't be any more stale. Seriously, Kofi Kingston is a lot like bread. Bread that's been sitting on your fucking kitchen counter for 3 months. You forgot about it because it's piled behind a bunch of cans or other shit on the counter. One day you decide to, you know, clean out your kitchen. So you're looking through everything and then, oh, man, so you find that bread, it's all moldy, stale, it smells bad. You know, you don't even want to go near it. There's some flies flying around it and shit. That's what it's like with Kofi Kingston. Yeah, lots of flies flying around them, you know. And you know what flies are attracted to, right? You know, usually people don't say anything. You know, it's kind of like a rhetorical question. But they're attracted to shit. That's exactly what he is. So I was very happy to see him lose. Then you had Daniel Bryan defeating Alberto Del Rio. Sort of a random match. He was forced to compete tonight or he'd be stripped of the title. Pretty decent match. Not bad matches tonight, I have to say, on Raw. You know, it was just pretty good. Not bad wrestling. Del Rio has no credibility whatsoever. He's just a fucking jobber, but you know, they meshed pretty well during this match, and you know, pretty decent. Then you had Daniel Bryan was running out of the arena because Kane's music started playing. He had Bray with him. They jump in the car. Somebody had pulled a wire out of the engine, you know, to start up his car. So he opens the hood, closes it, and Kane is sitting in the back seat, and he grabs Bray. Then, you know, Bryan starts fighting Kane, and then, you know, he starts speeding away in the car, and Kane's on top of it. Kane flies off, you know, and then he sits up. You know, I liked it. It was like a very old school segment, you know. Like you didn't expect Kane to be in the car. Well, you did expect it, but you know, he closed the trunk. It was creepy, you know. It was handled pretty well. Like Kane is haunting them. I don't know where they're gonna go after Extreme Rules. I saw somebody comment that they're planning on having a Buried Alive match. I don't know where that was reported. Maybe it's on No DQ or something. I don't know, but if that is true, that would be one match I'd be interested in seeing. Maybe they'll do Hell in a Cell. You know, but if they can keep this feud interesting, because it's not boring really. This part where he's chasing him, and like, it's scary, but Bryan is still fighting him. He's not acting like a bitch. That I'm all for it. But not a bad feud. I would like to see Bryan move on to better wrestlers. But, if, like I said, they can keep this entertaining, then I'm not against them going forward with it. Then you got Bad News Barrett defeating Big E. It was decent, not bad. Once again, Barrett beating Big E. It was just back and forth. And yeah, pretty decent match, pretty enjoyable. Barrett is still very over. Big E is still a fucking goofball. Seriously, Big E, Kofi, Kingston, these guys are just fucking worthless. What a fucking waste. A fucking waste of money and time putting them on TV, spending money on their contracts for them just to look like fucking goofballs night in and night out. Then it was Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger. They were in the ring. Zeb was ranting about how they need to deport certain wrestlers, from different countries. And then he started talking about Adam Rose, which prompted Adam Rose to come out. And Adam Rose threw Jack Swagger out of the ring, and they started partying. Felt like there could have been a better introduction for Rose. Kind of felt a little bit cheap in a way. Like he just simply threw Swagger out, and Swagger doesn't get back in. Like that's it for him. He just simply gets thrown out, and that's it. Zeb then runs out of the ring. It was all right. Not like bad or anything to introduce them, but I thought they were going to do something a bit funnier, but they really didn't. It's a bit disappointing. Then they had the main event. It was the Wyatts defeating the Shield, and this match was fucking great. Back and forth, fast-paced match. Seth Rollins was like the MVP of this match. He did a shooting star press from the ground, a running shooting star press. He was flipping all over the place. Luke Harper and Seth Rollins at points during this match, it was fucking awesome. Maybe they should have a one-on-one match, as a matter of fact, because they seemed like they had a lot of great chemistry during this. And overall, it was great. You had Evolution get involved. I thought that there was going to be a disqualification. They were going to, take the cheap way out, but hey, they actually let them all brawl in the ring, and we had a decisive finish. It was pretty good. It seems like there might actually be that rumored War Games match. And if that is the case, then I am looking forward to it, motherfuckers. I seriously am. If they could put together a nice little War Games match with these three teams, I think that could be fucking epic. I'm not for them continuing this feud with Evolution and the Shield. But, their match was very good at the pay-per-view. It's just, the build-up of them just constantly brawling. They need to do something else. They need to do something to freshen it up a bit. If they're going to drag this feud out longer, they need to do something better than what they've been doing. But anyway, it was okay tonight. It was more than okay. It was great. So then they all started brawling at the end. Fantastic. A good way to end the show. That felt fresh. So maybe we could have like a three-way feud eventually. Even though it seems like the Wyatts are siding with the Shield. Maybe the Shield, they'll get another team to help them out. Anyway, overall, pretty good show, I think. A good way to follow up a great pay-per-view. You know, you had quite a few good matches on the card. Funny stuff with 3MB. Scary stuff with Kane. Great entertainment overall. Nothing bad. Nothing that pissed me off. I I thought that Adam Rose's introduction could have been a little bit better, a little bit longer. They could have did a bit more with that, to make him feel more important. But overall, can't really complain too much. Very good Raw, just overall very enjoyable. Storylines are a little bit better than they've been. Not excellent, but it's all right. And yeah, um, pretty good show overall. All right.